FM and AM 1160 WCCS, Homer City, Dilltown. WCCS.
The acoustic hour with Anthony Frazier.
1160 WCCS.
Stop this pounding in my head, or wash away the pain and sin I suffered long from yesterday. Bitter times can bring me down from this old road I'm riding high. Winter's gone, it's time to get this movement started right on time. I've got a perspective on you and all the things around me, 'cause it's a new day and I got good things on the way. I'm realizing that everything will be okay. You took my dreams, girl, and I'm gonna take them back from you. I'm sick of trying.
It's a new day rising. Good morning, Indiana County. You're listening live to Acoustic Hour, AM 1160 101.1 FM. I don't know how you can get any better. I have in studio Linda Mitchel of the Downtown Indiana. She's the director, the lady in charge of it all, Downtown Indiana. She's here. Good morning.
Good morning, Anthony.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Awesome. We're glad to have you here. Smiling face here, ready to go.
I'm trying to balance out the rain.
Well, it's supposed to rain just for a little bit, and then we're going to go. And we have also via telephone, how about this, Lucy Kaplansky. She's one of the performers, a famous performer. How did you get Lucy?
She is one of our headliners, and we have a wonderful musical chair, Anthony Melandro, who works all year round to identify folks that he wants to bring to Indiana, mostly who have not played here before. Right. Some are local and we've seen before, but he tries to get our headliners way in advance. He starts talking to people, and he hit a home run this time with Lucy Kaplansky.
I had peripherally heard of her, but I listened to Reunion. Oh my goodness.
That is a great song, huh?
It gave me chills.
Yeah.
And because I'm thinking, uh-oh. And I had just gone to a reunion a couple years ago, and how we get old, it's haunting. And that's just one song.
Yeah.
That's one song. I don't know if I can make it through her whole set. That's one song, and I'm already going, oh gosh, I'm not going to make it. So we're excited to have her. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit talk to her in just a bit. But if you can, give our listeners an idea of what NAFF is and what's going to be happening next week.
Okay. It's actually 2 weeks away. It's on September 8th, Saturday, September 8th, in the 500 and 600 blocks of Philadelphia Street. We will have 2 stages with free live music throughout the day. Our headliners, in addition to Lucy Kaplansky, are Sophie B. Hawkins. That's a big name. Yeah. Wow. And she's doing a very limited tour this fall. So this is one of the few places you can see her. And we've already had calls from folks in Cleveland and other states saying, we've been waiting to see her, so we're going to come to your
Cleveland.
show.
Who comes from Cleveland? No, just kidding.
Sophie B. Hawkins
just
fans.
Kidding.
And we also have Wheatus, and you may say, kind of remember them, or who's Wheatus, or hey, I love that song, Teenage Dirtbag.
That's them.
That's them.
Oh,
They have a lot of other songs, but that's them, and you've heard that song on soundtracks, television shows. It's been covered by everyone from One Direction and beyond. So that's another big get. So we have 3 great headliners, but then we have other great performers throughout the day. We have Hamel on Trial, which is a folk punk, and I think that's worth just showing up to find out what that is.
Yeah, I'm curious right now. Folk punk?
Yeah, it's a gentleman named Ed Hamill, and he's actually a pretty big deal. He's been written about in Rolling Stone magazine.
Okay.
Henry Rollins is a fan. If you're a fan of Henry Rollins, you might want to find out who Henry Rollins is a fan of. We have Weird Paul, who is the subject of a couple different documentaries. He's a kind of a Pittsburgh legend. We have the Crop Dusters Bluegrass Band. We always have to have some bluegrass.
Oh, yeah.
Love that bluegrass. That's one of my favorite parts of the lineup. Left Lane Cruiser. They're a little bit more edgy. They've been on our NAFF stage before.
Wait, I've heard them.
You've heard them. Left Lane Cruiser. And then we have some local folks. Dan Stone Rock, who's Johnstown based. He's been at the Artist Hand birthday party and some other local places you may have seen him. Post Traumatic. Now
I've heard of Post Traumatic.
They're going to be doing a rare unplugged show.
Uh-oh.
Yes, and Chelsea, who's been on air before here, who is from this duo Melville Wallback, will be joining them. So this is going to be kind of an interesting show for you Post Traumatic fans who've seen them out. This is going to be an unplugged show, and they're going to have Chelsea with them, and it's going to be different. It's worth coming to see. So if you go to our website, northernappfolkfest.org, you can see the whole lineup. We also have shows planned for Friday night and Saturday night in some of the local venues around H.R. Steinhaus, Levity, etc. So it's worth going to our page just to take a look through all the folks that are playing and see who you want to see and make your plans to go see them.
Right. All right. If you just tuned in, Linda Mitchell, Executive Director, Downtown Indiana, we're going to talk with her and Lucy here in just a bit. A couple announcements, take a commercial break and come in with you both. How about that?
Hey.
Just so that you guys know, a lot of stuff to do here in Indiana. Madness at the Gala, Haunted Gala, save the date. That's coming up here. Indiana, I just got this. That is Saturday, October 27th. And they always have cool stuff over at the gallery. Indiana University, IUP EDU / Lively Arts. Yeah, you want to check that out. They got cool stuff there. That's happening. Indiana County Fair. Can you believe it?
Yay, the fair!
That's coming up.
What's your favorite thing to eat at the fair?
The pierogies.
Pierogies?
Believe it or not.
I'm a Stromboli girl.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Stromboli, but I got to go to pierogies. They're not good for you, but I love them anyway.
What is good for you at the fair?
Nothing.
At the fair, you have to suspend all of those expectations right at the gate.
You're right.
And just enjoy yourself. Enjoy life. That's what the fair is about.
It's so delicious.
It's a celebration.
Oh, I love it. Wow. So check it out. There's a circular here at the station. You can check it out. August 25th to September 1st are those dates. And we also always encourage you guys to go to the downtown, also downtown Indiana, but visit Indiana, PA, visit IndianaCountyPA.org. Check them out. They got all kinds of cool stuff, dates and things that are happening. Just all kinds of stuff here in Indiana are going on that are for not only this region, but for folks here to make this a better place. So we're looking forward to it. Cool stuff is going to clear up here today, and they're going to be, I know they're doing, Harvest is doing their Riverfront Festival down, and we're going to check that out. We also want to say a big thank you to Cliff coming in from the Bigfoot folks. They came in over at Levity. We had a chance to go over and interact with them and hang out there. So we're all excited about a lot of cool stuff happening in this small community, but we're thankful for folks like Linda and other folks out there who really work hard behind the scenes to make this a better place. So we're going to come back with one of our featured performers, Lucy Kaplansky, and we're going to continue here on the Acoustic Hour, AM 1160, 101.1 FM.
The Mike Davis Insurance Agency in Blairsville is pleased to sponsor the area's voice promoting local and regional musical talent. The Acoustic Hour, hosted by the multi-talented and congenial Anthony Frazier. For over 60 years, the Mike Davis Insurance Agency has been offering coverage for auto, home, life, and business insurance. For a comprehensive insurance review, contact the Mike Davis Insurance Agency at 329 North Walnut Street, Blairsville. Call at 724-459-9620.
1160 WCCAS, the Acoustic Hour. If I could catch it in a bottle, I would save it for a rainy day.
Well, you're listening live to the Acoustic Hour, 1160 WCCS. We want to bring in one of the feature performers. Lucy Kaplansky, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good. We have Linda Mitchel here. She's executive director of Downtown Indiana.
Hi, Lucy.
Hey, Linda. Hey, how are you?
All right, good. We got them all here, and everything seems to be working. We're excited. Hey, we know you have a time limit here, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Lucy, welcome. We're looking forward to you coming to town. Looking forward to your music, brightening the area here with your beautiful songs. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what's happening in the next couple of weeks?
Right. Well, so I'm a sort of a folky singer-songwriter. Been doing this for a long time. I make CDs, and I've sung harmonies with a lot of people. Last night, actually, I sat in with my old friend Sean Colvin.
Ooh.
Sang with
Wow.
her on Cape Cod.
I can't believe she's
So
dropping
I've sung
names like that.
Huh?
I can't believe you're dropping names like that. Just
Well, does that sound like name dropping?
No. He's
Last
teasing.
night.
He's teasing.
I hope so.
yeah, we're teasing.
And I just finished, like yesterday, a new album, and it's going to be out in September. I don't think I'm going to have it available at the festival, but it is available for pre-order right now on my website. So I'm very excited. It's my first solo album in 6 years.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And Sean is a guest on the album. So I'm
Wow.
excited about that.
How cool is that?
Now, is this the album that's inspired by New York City? Did I read that somewhere, or?
Oh, I don't know what you read. I haven't really put out too much about it. It's called Everyday Street. And yeah, it's definitely inspired by a lot of different experiences of mine in New York that take place in my neighborhood. And it has to do with, in some ways, the everyday streets of my life.
Wow.
We live in Greenwich Village,
Wow.
and there's also a song about my now 15-year-old daughter who's currently asleep. Of course. But I'm very excited about it, and it's a very different, sort of very stripped down, kind of acoustic / bluegrassy feel to it, and I'm really excited about it. So I just wanted to mention that. So that's the main thing that's going on in the next 2 weeks. I'm working on getting that completely manufactured and out into the world.
Well, we're excited about that. And I'm going to give you the website here. It's Lucy, Lucy, Kaplansky, KAPLANSKY.com. And she has, she has information. The bio is pretty extensive, and you drop a whole lot of cool names in that as well. I mean, that is so cool. And she said it so casually. Oh, I was in England doing this yesterday. I was, I mean, this is so cool when you get these big time artists coming in here. But you have a small town sound.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's not a big pop sound for sure. I've never been that kind of musician. I've never been that kind of artist. I try to write. Well, I write songs that mean something to me, and they don't tend to be sort of pop. And people respond very emotionally to my records and to my shows, and that's been incredibly gratifying for me.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you do what you do?
It's funny you ask that, because I took a long side road. I don't know if you know this. Years ago, I quit music and I went back to school and I became a clinical psychologist.
I did read that.
So I'm actually Dr. Kaplansky.
Oh, wow.
And I did that for 5 years, and then I realized through actually really, really helpful therapy, ironically, that I wanted to go back to music. So I've been doing this now full time for over 20 years, I guess, about 24 years, and never looked back once I left psychology.
Wow.
That's great to be able to pursue your dream, though. I think sometimes it's hard for us to sort out what our dreams are and then to get the courage to do it.
It's exactly right. And I was lucky enough with some help to figure out what it was I really wanted. And I wasn't too old. I didn't figure it out when I was 75. Thank goodness. I was 30. I was about 30 at the time, which wasn't too late, and managed to, have a pretty good career since then. And very lucky. But I am still Dr. Kaplansky,
Wow.
technically.
Very good.
What's it like coming to town to a festival like the NAFF Festival? And this is very historic, Linda, because the Appalachian Folk Festival is not just any old festival. You're talking about linking history and folk music. What's it like for you to bring your music to an established event like NAFF?
It's always really exciting. So first of all, I've never been to your part of Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Pittsburgh, and that's about the only place I've really been in Western Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So it's always like a wonderful adventure for me to come to a brand new place and meet people from a different part of the country, and have people who've never. There's always people who've never heard me, never heard of me at a festival like yours. And then I also get to hear music I have never heard. And that's one of the best things about playing a festival like this. Like I'm going to hear, I've never really heard Sophie B. Hawkins, and I was listening to who you're going to have. And I'm looking forward to just hearing some new music, meeting some new people, experiencing the culture out there. It's always so much fun for me.
Wow.
Oh, that's really something we think is neat, too, when we have folks that can come to town and kind of discover, there are a lot of small towns. We think Indiana's special. I don't know if you know this. We're the boyhood home of the actor Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
And
I didn't know that.
and actually, I don't know. Last year, the PAC AD were one of our headliners who are from Canada. And they were just enthralled with the fact that Jimmy Stewart tells you to cross the street. He tells you when it's safe to cross the street here. And they just were like, we actually thought for a minute they were going to move in because they were just so entranced with the town. So that was kind of a neat experience for us.
You're going to get it on video. We're going to have you crossing the street.
Totally.
Talking to you. Now, let me ask you something. What about food? What's your favorite fair food?
It's our fair. Our fair is this week.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite fair food.
Yeah.
Whoa. Do corn dogs count as fair
Sure.
food?
Yeah.
Anything fried.
Oh,
Yeah. Anything
I think
fried.
corn dogs would probably be it.
Corn
I'm not
dog.
sure. I've never had fried. I know there are things like fried butter, that kind of stuff. I've never had
fried
like
butter?
That,
Is that a
I
food?
gotta tell you, I'll try anything. I'm a very adventurous eater. If there's something I've never had, I'll try it.
Fried
Okay.
butter. People do fried pickles too, right?
Yeah, fried pickles, fried Twinkies.
Oh, I would
yeah.
totally.
Really?
I have had fried pickles, but I've never had them at a fair. So
Okay.
I would totally have those.
Wow. Let me ask you something. Did you grow up in a musical family?
Yes. My dad was a mathematician, but he was a very talented musician, math and music. And he didn't have a career as a musician, although he worked his way through graduate school playing in bands. He was a great piano player. And my brothers both played instruments, and there was a lot of music in my house growing up. I learned the songs that my father liked to play from the 1930s and 40s, and I still remember lots of them. So there was always music. He was always playing the piano. I was playing from the time I was little. I played with my brothers. My brother taught me to play the guitar. A lot of music, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, there's a math-music connection in the brain.
How about that?
I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm convinced of it. I was very good in math a long time ago. I really was. And I think there really, I don't understand what the connection is, but there is a connection.
All right.
Yeah.
What does your daughter think of your music?
And being in a song.
Yeah, and being a song, yeah.
Oh, she's been in a bunch of songs,
Okay.
actually. I think she's 15 now, so she has to kind of act like I'm not cool. But I think she actually thinks I'm cool. And she's a very good drummer, and she's playing a lot at her school in different bands. So on occasion, she has sat in with me. So I think she's kind of into it, actually. She listens to pop radio, but her favorite music of all time is the Beatles. So we have that in common in a deep way.
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty connected musically.
Okay. Now, this is, you can have a wide variety of folks coming to see you. What message do you want to? What message do you want to leave with them?
If I can sort of, I'd like to think that my songs, and it's not an intentional thing, but I think it just sort of happens that my songs convey some kind of emotional truth or meaning, like something universal. And I'd like for people to walk away having felt something along with me, and that is my experience a lot of the time. When people come up to me, people say the most amazing things. It's really a gift. People will come up to me and say, like, that song of yours, whatever, helped me through my divorce, or helped me through the death of my mother. I have a couple of songs about my parents kind of becoming old and frail and ultimately passing away. And it's really kind of amazing how, even though they're very specific to my life, the themes are so universal. I mean, we all have parents who pass away. So if people could go away having felt something kind of authentic, I would be very, very happy.
Wow. Yeah. And one of the songs we got a chance to listen to is Reunion, which we're going to play here in just a bit. But I want to tell you, you're able to capture stories about life. So you're just not writing songs for the sake of songs.
Well, thank you for saying that. That's a great compliment. That's kind of my goal, I guess, is to write something that really is authentic in a person's life, and certainly in my life. And it takes a lot. I've written a lot of bad songs, so it's not so often that it works, but when it works, I feel really proud of that.
Wow. There are a lot of cool people here in the town. Hopefully you get a chance to meet. And Dana was the one, Dana Henry, who is works at executive, he works over in planning. He was the one who sent me, he originally asked me if we wanted to have someone. I said, of course. So Dana Henry got that started. And Linda talked about Anthony. Hope you'll meet Anthony when my name's it's a different Anthony.
Musical director.
Yeah, a lot of folks here in town. Hopefully you get a chance to meet when you come here because there are a lot of folks doing a lot of good things here in Indiana County.
I would love that, and I got to tell you, and this is actually true, and people who come to my show see that I really mean it. I love meeting people. I'm very, in case you haven't noticed, I'm pretty talkative.
Yes, you are.
I'm pretty social, and I love talking to folks in the audience. It's really, it's always a wonderful gift to hear what people have to say, and I would love. So anyone who's listening who's coming to the festival, come say hi to me. I would really like that.
We'll rush the stage right after the song, and she's a doctor too, and she can help you with some issues if you. No, just kidding.
Hey,
so,
I still have some skills.
A little later, we hit the Coney or something. I want to ask you, Linda, having someone of this caliber come in to town, how do you get the word out other than what you've been doing? That you want folks not only here in Indiana to come in, but you want folks from the whole region. How do you do that? How do you get the word out?
We have a great marketing volunteer, Tracy Levitz, and she works all year round on getting the word out. And we've had success with Hewitt Outdoor donated a billboard.
Oh, okay.
Folks like you allow us to come and talk.
Anytime.
We've gotten stories in the Gazette, which is wonderful. And then these performers like Lucy just have such great fan bases and networks. They help get the word out to those folks. So it's really a year-round effort, and it takes a lot of people and a lot of moving parts, but all of it is helmed by Tracy Levitz, who does it every single second of it as a volunteer. And
hopefully she gets a chance to meet her when she comes in. So there are a lot of cool folks out there who are doing stuff behind the scenes all year round.
Yes.
All year. I love that. Now I know she has to go and do some things here, but we want to say now. What year is the NAFF Festival? What year is this?
This is year 6.
Year 6, great.
And it's Saturday, September 8th. Lucy will hit this stage at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday, September 8th. Don't miss it. It's going to be fabulous. We actually will have some fried foods at the festival, Lucy, if you want to.
We have corn dogs.
Awesome.
We have some corn
dogs.
I don't
know about corn dogs, but we'll have our local food vendors. And
it doesn't have to be corn dogs.
Yeah, we'll find you something.
I'm open.
Let's come up with something like strange that we've never had. Fried something, corn dog, something real weird, and just have her try it. And see
I don't know if we should make her a test
I
case.
swear to God, I will do it.
All right, tell us a little bit about Reunion before we let you go.
So that's the title song from my last CD, and the story is that my dad was from Toronto, and he's the only one who left Toronto. His mother, my grandmother, started a bakery in about 1920, and the whole family worked in the bakery. So part of the song takes place in the bakery. And we would go up to Toronto from Chicago, where I grew up, once a year, and there would be a family reunion. And this song is about two things. It's about an actual reunion that I went to when I was a kid, 1971, and then about a gig I did in Toronto a few years ago. All my cousins who are still in Toronto, most of them are still in Toronto. They came to my show, and I realized that night, and this is what inspired the song, that all of our mothers and fathers were gone, and that we were the generation that was left. And it was this very powerful idea for all of us sitting in that room that night. And, of course, it's a universal thing. I mean, we all end up as the next generation. But that was the night that I realized that there we were in a room together, and we were the mothers and fathers now, and our mothers and fathers were no longer around. So that's what the song is about.
When I listened to it, one thing before you go is it reminded me of Dan Fogelberg's song.
Leader of the band?
The Forefathers.
Oh, okay.
Forefathers.
Oh, I've never heard that. I'm going to go listen to it.
Check that one out because it does the lineage thing, and it said we all become forefathers by and by. And I was wow. Okay, so we're excited. So you're looking forward to Linda?
I am so looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it too. I don't know if I can
Me
get through it. It's going to be an emotional experience. But yes. So and when she comes, one more time, Linda, if we can tell when she's coming on.
She will be on the stage at 2:30 Saturday, September 8th at Northern Appalachian Folk Festival in the 500 and 600 blocks of Philadelphia Street.
Okay, and this is a free festival?
This is absolutely free. That's one of the things we're most proud of is that the music is free, Children's Alley is free. You can come, enjoy the day with your family, and it's just something we do for the community.
This is awesome. And more information, what's the website again? It's
northernappfolkfest.org. northernappfolkfest.org.
Okay, and Lucy Kaplansky, KAPLANSKY.com. All right, we're going to put it all together in an audio file, and we're going to post it on the web, so we'll have that. Mm-hmm. And if you want more information, you can contact Linda directly at NAFF, and you can actually go to Lucy's site. It's a .com, and check it out. All right. You guys ready for a reunion? Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to do a little reunion. And
we're going to have a reunion.
Going to try not to cry. He was getting a little misty.
I know.
Earlier,
I was just like, oh my gosh.
Thanks so much for having me on.
No, I can't wait to meet you. We're looking forward to it. You be safe, and we'll see you soon. All right.
See you in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Thank you so much.
God bless. Well, isn't she wonderful?
She was really wonderful.
Awesome. Check this song out. I don't know if I leave the studio, you just push the buttons, okay?
Okay.
You're listening live to Acoustic Hour, AM 1160, 101.1 FM. This is Reunion.
Away we all go, summer 1971. From Chicago to Toronto for our family reunion. My dad at the wheel driving 5 hours at a clip. Swimming in the afternoons at another Motel 6. First stop in town was my grandmother's bakery. She stood there and welcomed us, the American celebrities. I saw her photo on the wall, I thought she was the famous one. Then my uncles and her gave us all the cookies we want. And here we are together, our father's gone. Here we are together, 40 years on. Here we are together, just daughters and sons. This is our reunion. This is our reunion. Later in an old fancy restaurant, she wore the crown, surrounded by all her kin, looking proudly around. I watched my dad with his brothers with their gray-green eyes, and their handsome faces with dark shadows behind. All the things my dad loved, his brothers gave to him: mathematics and opera, and Gilbert and Sullivan. Oh, I used to believe he was the lucky one, the one who got away, the mysterious prodigal son. At that family reunion in 1971. Now here we are together, our father's gone. Here we are together, 40 years on. Here we are together, just daughters and sons. This is our reunion. This is our reunion. This is our reunion. This is our reunion.
Wow. What'd you think?
Very, very moving.
Oh my gosh.
And she's right. You think about that. You look around one day and you realize you and your cousins
yeah.
are the elders of the family.
I was at a reunion 2 years ago and started to see that, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Right? 1 minute we're kids,
Yeah.
and now we're the adults.
Yeah. And
Well-
don't you have that feeling where you still wish there was someone else in charge? Like you still wish
yes.
your mom and dad and your aunts and uncles
Yes.
were there to
Yeah.
be kind of the advice givers and be in charge of things and take the helm.
Oh my gosh, I mean, it's wow.
I know, Anthony. We're going to be a mess when
I'm
she's on stage.
already.
You and-
I'm just
you and
listening to the
I-
CD.
you
I
know,
was
we're
like,
going to show up with our box of Kleenex.
what are we going to do? We listen to the CD. What are we going to do when it's the
When
experience?
it's live.
I know. It's
I
like,
mean, but
oh,
that's the great thing. It's so moving. That's why you come out
Yeah.
to see live music, and we're really happy to be able to bring that to Indiana.
yeah, that's really going to be all right. If we could talk a little bit about the other artists that are going to
sure.
be there, if you don't. Wow.
Well, we have Sophie B. Hawkins, who you will remember from
Yes.
some of her hits.
Mhm.
She started out in the 1990s. She actually won a Grammy for Best New Album
Mm-hmm.
in 92, and I've been listening to her a lot on Spotify
Mm-hmm.
lately, and she has a lot of really great songs. I think she'll be a really big draw.
Mm-hmm.
Wheatus, as we talked about, famous song, Teenage Dirtbag, but they have a lot of other great songs. They seem like they're going to be a lot of fun. Like they have a good attitude. They're going to be a lot of fun folks. Hamel on Trial, as we talked about, folk punk. We'll find out more about that. Dan Stonerook, local person that you may have seen before, but always worth coming out to see. He's from Johnstown.
Oh wait, what's his name again?
Dan Stonerook.
That sounds familiar, but I'm trying
You've
to
probably
place him somewhere.
Yeah, you've probably
Oh,
heard him or seen him, or he's a kind of a local fixture. He's been on social media a lot, helping us, giving us a shout out now and then, which is great. Thanks to him for that. Dead Lazarus, The Shivers, some
yes,
more
the
great,
Shivers. Yes.
great music. Post Traumatic, as we said. Left Lane Cruiser, Crop Dusters. That's a little bit of bluegrass. That's one of my favorite parts. I love when we have the bluegrass bands when they play really fast and they play that. That's really exciting. I like that kind of music. And then we have some after hours shows with Wonky Tonk, Mike Larson, Jim McDonough, Laura Ferguson and friends. She's a great, great performer, isn't he? Angry Johnny Stangry, Jason Gamble, Alyssa Hankey, 13 Stories, and Diablo Dimes, who is returning. He was part of NAFF a couple of years ago. And he is coming back and doing one of we call them Nafter Hour shows. See what we did there? Instead of after hour shows, the Nafter Hour shows.
It almost sounds like Napster.
Well, no, we don't want to.
Yeah, but it's
We'll get sued.
I don't forget.
the NAFF after hour shows. Yeah, he was part of NAFF6, and Diablo Dimes was a lot of fun. So we're gonna welcome him back, and I'm getting some messages in real time from our marketing chair telling me to remind people of our chair policy. Bring your own chair. We do not have chairs, so this would be like concerts in the park.
Bring your own chair.
Any of those other places where you go, even just to watch often a kid's soccer game, or you go to concerts in the park. So bring those, your own chairs. Parking will be available for a flat rate of $3 in the parking garage, which is in the 600 block of Water Street. If you haven't used our parking garage, it is super convenient.
Yeah, it's right
It's
there.
all automated now. So for $3, you can park your car. If you find you want to walk around, you can go throw your chair in the car over on Water Street, walk around. $3.
Is it all day, $3?
All day, $3. Isn't that a deal?
Yeah, it is.
That's a great deal.
And you don't have to be concerned about anything. You just park it there and go.
It's in the garage. So if you want to throw your chair in, or if you buy something from one of our arts vendors, go ahead, walk over to Water Street, come right back to the festival.
Okay. Now, where was the state? Now, I know last year and the year before you had maps of where things were. How will folks know to navigate through where is what's happening?
We will put that online a little closer to the festival. We will also have our downtown Indiana information booth, and we will be by the Indiana Theater.
Okay.
So that's where we were last year, sort of under the marquee. Meet me under the marquee of the Indiana Theater. Well, you'll meet us under the marquee of the Indiana Theater. So if you stop by, we'll have a program with some performer bios.
Okay.
We'll have vendors listed. We'll have a map of the layout of the 2 blocks. Where's Children's Alley? Where's this? Where's that? So we're working on that right now. It's a big job to put that layout together and fit all the little pieces together. We have well over 40 vendors. We have arts and crafts people. One of the differences with our event is all of our arts and crafts folks, they're selling things that are handmade here in this region. So we don't have things that, are just something I bought a lot of and I'm reselling. These are folks that actually make things with their own 2 hands and come out and sell them. And handcrafted items are really wonderful. They're so unique. And we have lots of those vendors. We have food, as we said. We have some great food vendors coming to continue that. If you didn't get enough at the fair, all you have to do is wait till September 8th, and there's another chance to get some of that delicious street food.
Well, what is it about the Appalachian Festival that's connected here with Indiana? What is the draw that a festival like that has taken hold here?
Well, first of all, I think that it's in our beautiful downtown. And we just have the perfect downtown for a festival. We have a wonderful historic downtown. It's very walkable. It's very picturesque. As I said earlier, we have these performers come in. They're always very taken with the town. It's sort of like a postcard of what you'd think a small town would be. We have wonderful shops and restaurants along Philadelphia Street. So when you come to the festival, there's all the stuff that we have going on. But we have our restaurants and our shops. They oftentimes put out sidewalk sales or have specials or have something in conjunction with the festival. So please, if you're coming down, go in our shops along Philadelphia Street, along South 7th Street. Really explore the downtown, because our local shops and retailers, they get into the spirit too. And they really help make it special, because it's kind of like you're doubling what you can do by coming to our festival, because we have the stuff that's here all the time, and then we bring in a little bit more. But really, go into those stores and go into those restaurants, because they go all out to welcome people when we have these events. Everyone who owns a business along Philadelphia Street really go out of their way to be welcoming, to be helpful, to be, part of things. So it's really worth going in and just exploring all of our little shops and seeing the unique items that we have and just the wonderful people that run them.
That's great. We're going to continue talking with Linda here. But Linda, I want to ask you, when we come back from this short little break, about sponsorship and how that works, and just talk a little bit about the sponsors who really put the financial piece together to make, because it costs a lot of money to do this. So
it does, and we have some wonderful sponsors, and I would love to give them a shout out.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them right after this. You're listening live to Acoustic Hour. We have Linda Mitchel downtown Indiana director here, and we just listened to Lucy's song, and I'm still,
I know. That's one you want to listen to over and over again.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
It's one if you listen when you're driving and then you start crying in the car, and you hope the people next to you at the light don't see you. And
are you okay? I'm fine. You're listening live to Acoustic AM 1160 101.1 FM.
Myself in a place of decision with 1,000 voices speaking into me. Still ahead I look and it's not clear as to where this road will lead. A little faith right now is what I need. I keep on moving, I keep on trusting God. When the sun is shining or the winds come knock me down, I will turn up my collar, square my shoulders when the rain starts falling. I keep on moving. Trying hard to hear him as the storm clouds gather around me. Keep listening, but I don't hear a sound. These questions that I have, I'm not sure that they'll be answered. It might fare where their friends are not around. Oh, I keep on moving, I keep on trusting God. When the sun is shining or the winds come knock me down, I will turn up my collar, square my shoulders when the rain starts falling. I keep on moving.
We got to keep on moving. You're listening live to Acoustic Hour 1160. AM 1160 101.1 FM, and we are talking about the upcoming NAFF Festival, and we have Linda Mitchel in studio, and we just listened to Lucy Kaplansky's song, Reunion. We were talking about just reunions and the emotions that go with it, and so we're encouraging folks to take, to bring the family out in 2 weeks to check out the festival. And there's so much to do, so many different. There's the stations that folks can go to, but one of the things that gets lost in all this is just meeting new people and interacting, sharing stuff. And I think that's one of the values that make a community strong. People getting together. Bring your own chair. Yeah, bring your own chair. And they have those chairs, I bet Walmart and all those places really sell out with those chairs. They'll walk around with the chairs. But anyway, we want to talk a little bit about sponsorship. And and if you could talk about, you've had sponsors throughout the whole time. Talk a little about who they are and the role that they play.
Okay. So our sponsors really make this possible because we do want it to be a free event for the community. We have, as I said, Children's Alley, which is free. We have a bounce house, different activities that the Children's Advisory Commission of Indiana County and Evergreen Boys and Girls Club put together, and they do a fantastic job. So we have volunteers who do things like that. We have groups that support us, but then we have our sponsors. This year we're doing a theme of our coal heritage. Last year we did our lumber heritage. So we have some exhibits and things coming from Penn State Coal and Coke Center. We have some things coming from our own Indiana County Historical and Genealogical Society. They've been really, really wonderful partners. So anybody who's had family in that industry, you'll want to come and look at some of the photos and things that we have. And we really found that this year our companies like Rosebud Mining got behind us. They're one of the sponsors of Children's Alley. Dutch Run Coal, which is another local coal producer, is a sponsor, along with Donatello's, which is a fabulous restaurant. If you haven't had lunch yet at Donatello's or dinner, eggplant parm. Now I'm getting off subject. Now you got me off subject here, Anthony. Okay, so back to business. But Donatello's is fabulous. Dutch Run Coal, Donatello's. We have Robindale Energy Services. which is a wonderful sponsor. They've come in and been very supportive. We have First Energy Foundation. The Hilton Garden Inn is our hospitality sponsor. We have RFI Resources. We have First Commonwealth Bank is a long time supporter of downtown Indiana and of this event. And they are a sponsor of Children's Alley. They'll also have a tent there. Last year they did some fun things with the kids. They're really wonderful community partners. You always see them at events. And they don't just give support, write a check. They show up. I mean, you'll see them there in their shirts. And First Commonwealth Bank, just a wonderful partner to us. So that's our sponsors as far as Children's Alley and some of our activity sponsors. The Indiana County Tourist Bureau has been a wonderful partner. They have done a great job. You asked how we get the word out. Denise Liggett and her staff help us get into ads and things that we would not be able to do on our own. They help us get the word out. WYEP is our media partner on this. As I said, Hewitt Mindsight. You're familiar, I'm sure, with Mindsight. They did some advertising for us. Another great local company, Amplify Church, is helping us out. They've always been a wonderful partner to us. So thank you, Amplify. Thanks, Amplify gang. We love working with them. They're a fun group of people, and they always swing the doors open and help us out whenever we need anything. So hope I didn't forget anybody. I think I named everybody, but you can see that's a pretty lengthy list of folks. We have, our coal companies, RFI, Robindale, Rosebud, Dutch Run, First Energy Foundation, and then First Commonwealth Bank. All of those folks really have a commitment to this festival and to keeping it in downtown Indiana and keeping it free. And I think that really says something about them and their character and their willingness to support the community. And
these folks live here. These folks are... A lot of folks come into these concerts and see these. They don't see they'll see the sign that say sponsored by. Yeah. But they don't know that the work that goes into it. And I tell you what, I know from putting on events, you need, in order to give that experience, that free experience, there has to be someone to pay for that. It costs. And let's talk a little bit about the cleanup, because you guys do an excellent job of cleaning up. I don't know how you do it.
We actually have waste management, and we got this donation from them, and we were very excited. They're giving us a 30-yard roll-off container and festival boxes, and you have to be an event planner to understand the excitement of getting your very own dumpster delivered to you. Yeah, that's right. And so they're another supporter that have done a great job, and we really thank them a lot. Heinley Electric, I can't leave Dave Heinley out. Right, he does the electrical work. He's doing it for the event on Friday night as well. He is working with us. Dave Heinley is one of those people that just always very quietly goes along, does a lot for the community, never, doesn't call attention to himself, doesn't brag about it, but just really, he's one of those people that makes things happen. And if you can imagine wiring all the food vendors, all the musicians, all of that stuff into the borough's grid, that's a big job. And he does it, as a volunteer. And I can't say enough about Dave Heinley. He's a hoot. When you see him, he's so unassuming. A very, very nice, humble man. Yeah. So, okay, now the sponsors play a critical role, but we also want to talk about another group of folks who play a critical role, volunteers. Yes. Talk a little bit about those. Well, we have our volunteer committee. Kathy Abbey Baker and Rochelle Wrights head up Children's Alley. They're from Children's Advisory Commission and Evergreen Boys and Girls, respectively. They really work hard on putting together something wonderful. They've taken this mining theme and run with it. They're going to set up a company store for the kids. They have little helmets they're wearing. I mean, they've really gotten into it, and they plan a wonderful time for the kids. Anthony Melander and Tracy Levitz, we already talked about. Anne-Marie Everett is on our committee. Dan Gennaro, who's an intern at the Indiana County Office of Planning and Development with Dana Henry. He's heading up our volunteer effort. Kate Planinski, who's from IUP Lively Arts, so this is kind of familiar to her, doing these arts projects. She's heading up our vendors. So we have a great group of people, but we are always looking for more volunteers for the day of. So if someone wants to volunteer the day of, whether it be in Children's Alley, helping out with those activities, set up, clean up, as you mentioned, or just helping at the info booth, They can always get in touch with our office. It's 463-6110, downtown Indiana. Just look us up online, downtownindiana.org. We would love to have volunteers. If you work with a youth group or any group that wants to volunteer, or you're just an individual person that wants to come out and give an hour or two of your time, we'd love to have you. We have students that will volunteer.
High school and college students?
High school and college students are all welcome to come. So we really have a great group of people that show up on the day of and put in, an hour, 2 hours or more time and help us out. And they deserve a big hand because they're sort of the unsung heroes of the whole thing. Wow.
You said it earlier, it's a year-round thing. Folks will see it for a couple of days, but it takes a year to really get it where you need it to be.
Yes, we work year-round on, you've got to book performers early. You can't wait till the last minute, then publicizing them, then getting all the vendors. You have to get that information out before they're booked for other things. All the little moving parts, where's the garbage going to go? Got to take care of that. The borough, we work very closely with the borough of Indiana. They're very supportive as well. So we, thank them. They're a piece of this puzzle. There are just so many people and pieces that come together and they do work for months and months and months. So when you come and see, what's on the street, know that a lot of people put their heart and soul into that. And the folks that I named, if you can, patronize them, give them a thank you, give them a pat on the back, like them on Facebook, just show them that you appreciate their support.
Wow. How long have you been doing this?
Events?
Yeah.
Events I've been doing about 30 years. Okay. I worked my first job was at Seton Hill University in Greensboro.
Seton Hill, that's where I graduated from.
Did you?
I mean, cross major. I was at St. Vincent.
Okay, so. I graduated from Seton Hill, and then I worked there for several years. So
yeah, great school.
Very good school. So I've done events since I first graduated college. So about 30 years. So
this is it. Now, did you see yourself being here at this point, or did you have any idea where you would be?
Didn't know. I grew up here. I grew up in Rain Township. I went to Marion Center. Go Stingers. And I gotta give a shout out to the Stingers. Come on. I know there's some Stingers out there listening that are at home. Yeah, pumping the fist. Go Stingers.
Oh, Stingers. Okay.
And then I did live away from here. I lived in Pittsburgh and in Greensburg for a while, but I lived away from here for about 30 years. And I came back to town. My husband retired, and he was a Pittsburgh police officer, and we decided we wanted something different than living in the city. My mom was still living at the time, so we came back to Indiana. Well,
we're so glad you did. And it's just you've always been that bright light there, and you're the executive director of Downtown Indiana. And we're talking about the NAFF, and we want to kind of wrap it up here, but we're just scratching the surface here because it's such there's so much that goes into it. We want to give folks the information, just kind of go over it again briefly in terms of who the headliners are, when and where, yada, 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 and where folks can get more information.
Okay, so it's Saturday, September 8th. It is from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. We have free live music all throughout the day. Our headliners are Wheatus, Lucy Kaplansky, Sophie B. Hawkins, and then we have a lot of regional folks coming in. We have local bands. We have a full day of Children's Alley and other fun things, vendors, food, etc. Bring your own chair. Bring your own chair. Bring your own chair, says Tracy from home where she's listening. So if you want to sit and listen to the music, you're more than welcome to bring your own chair and do so. Garage, parking in the garage, $3 flat rate.
Wow.
We will be in the 500 and 600 block of Philadelphia Street. I didn't even mention Netflix is coming to do an open casting call for
yes, that's right.
Mindhunter. They'll be there as well. They're looking for background extras. They film here in the area. They wanted to get out of the city and cast some people from the rest of Western Pennsylvania, and they discovered NAFF, and so they'll come and they'll have a tent. You go in, you get your picture taken, do whatever.
How cool is that?
I don't know what all they do, but if you've ever thought of being an extra in a major,
no, I've never thought.
They may just pull you off the street, Anthony.
Yeah.
But that's another cool element of this.
That's awesome.
Come down. We'll have the log sign contest again.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
That's a lot of fun. We'll have that. We'll have some coal exhibits. Yeah. We'll have our Children's Alley. So it's Saturday, September 8th. Right. Come on down to Philadelphia Street and join us.
You can check them out online. And the website again one more time, Linda.
Is Northern Appalachian NAFF6folkfest.org.
All right, and folks, you don't want to miss that. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff happening in Indiana, in this region. Thank the sponsors, and specifically thank the volunteers, all the folks who help, and those folks that you never see, never hear from, but they make it all possible. We got to have you back to do a wrap up on how things went.
I'll be here.
We're gonna do it. You hear that? That's Linda. You can check her. She's accessible, and she works right over there in that building to the right. What you work in?
I work in the Indiana Community Building is its name, but you probably know it as the Indiana Free Library and the home of the Jimmy Stewart Museum.
How about it? All right.
And
The Mike Davis Insurance Agency in Blairsville is pleased to sponsor the area's voice promoting local and regional musical talent. The Acoustic Hour, hosted by the multi-talented and congenial Anthony Frazier. For over 60 years, the Mike Davis Insurance Agency has been offering coverage for auto, home, life, and business insurance. For a comprehensive insurance review, contact the Mike Davis Insurance Agency at 329 North Walnut Street, Blairsville. Call at 724-459-9620.
For sailing, a slight and steady breeze, cutting through the waters, we slip away with ease. Scanning the horizon, help is on the way to those needing rescued, for those needing saved. Launching out into the deep, or going where I've never been. As I sit here in safety, I'll reach out a hand to my brother who is drowning and going down real fast. As the captain of the lifeboat cheers me on, we cast off and sing a celebration song, launching out into the deep, yeah. The net I own's not perfect, not new by any means, but it is clean and mended and ready for release. Jesus has repaired it many times before, and he says, child, get ready and steady on the oar. Launching out into the deep, going where I've never been. As I sit here in safety, I'll reach out a hand to my brother who is drowning and going down real fast. Captain of the lifeboat cheers me on, we cast off and sing a celebration song, launching out into the deep. The wind at our back, resolve in our mind, we throw out the nets and pull up the lines. A hymn in the air, the word is our song, the gospel goes forth, the gospel goes on. Launching out into the deep, or going where I've never been. As I sit here 1160 WCCAS, the acoustic hour.